Okay, hello beautiful divine collective, and thank you so much for joining me, Layne the Liaison. Today we have a message especially for you. If you keep hearing people use the phrase Mount Rushmore, if you keep hearing people referencing, oh, like adding your face to like Mount Rushmore or being the Mount Rushmore of individuals in that kind of leadership position, or just that kind of recognition, and just hearing that phrase, because it doesn't come up a lot. So this may be a message for you coming from Artha of Cali. I'm just going to go ahead and read the message for you on this card. Artha of Cali, you are foraging your authentic path. In support of that, you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. To a live spirituality and creatively self-directed life takes incredible strength and trust in yourself. Remember that the promise of your sacred success is being fulfilled through every challenge and every blessing. Trust in what you were born to accomplish. I'm really getting a feeling that you already know what your life calling is. You are already directed towards it, even if there are moments of cycles in your life. I am feeling that, especially with only the singular card coming out, this is a very straightforward energy for you. Okay, so there has to be a message here from your angels and ancestors, because I'm really feeling it's like if you've already like processed this like life journey and you're very like self-aware and on it, then you have to be in a situation right now. So we're going to read for what the situation is, and then we're going to see if there are any divine messages coming in for you. So what is the current situation this Artha of Cali person is going through? Neutral energy, if we can read for this situation. Okay, great. We got the neutral energy. So let's just go ahead and see what is the situation you're currently dealing with, that your angels, guides, ancestors, gods, anything you are like spiritually working with, what do they have a message for you? Obviously, we have the Magician coming up, little number 1. Doesn't surprise me. You're very powerful, very creative. You are definitely someone who is creating their own life. Okay, so what is the situation this person is dealing with? Give me the energy of the situation this person is dealing with. Give me the energy of the situation. Interesting. Okay, with the 5 of Pentacles on the back of the deck. Wow, very interesting. Okay, if you have any limiting beliefs right now, or if there's any kind of limiting beliefs around I've been doing this but I haven't seen the results yet, it's really just asking you for patience. The good news is that even if anyone has wronged you, that this was all in very much so rejection for divine protection. And I do think that if anyone rejected you or just like purposefully hurt you, that you actually are going to like see that karma come into fruition, which is like really funny. But I think, or overall, if you do have any fears or limiting beliefs, or if you have any suspicions about someone, I'm really seeing that it might just be like paranoia, or just kind of like not seeing the full picture. And if you're not seeing the full picture, then it might not be as bad as what like you're thinking it is. I understand that it's like, that's like not to like knock your like logic or like experiences at all, but sometimes it's like if we're only ever seeing like one side of things, it can like, and you're only getting a little bit of information, you can like obviously like rightfully deduce that something is happening. And it's just like there's actually like much more, there might be like much more to what's going on to the picture if you have any suspicions right now, but like of like someone maybe having like ill intentions towards you, but like no hardcore evidence. I would wait for like hardcore evidence to come in because, well, you can trust on that, because if they are doing you wrong, judgment is like going to come, and it's like justice and that karma is going to come and kind of bite them in the ass. So I think that's a good thing, that it's like, well, if anyone is wronging you, I have a feeling that it's like the evidence is just going to reveal itself. So that's good. A lot of this is going to just be around your own self-perception. I think if you just keep feeding into your emotions and your work and showing up for your work every day, that is just going to like win far out, and just kind of serving yourself in this moment. Keep going where you feel divinely guided to. And I really am seeing you on this like solo travel. You might have a small entourage or group, or just like a few people with you that you like know you can like stick by, but I really am seeing that it's like, if you are being isolated at this time, that is just for good reason. That's just because this phase requires a certain energy in order for you to like go through the lessons and like the like elevation. And it's like, sometimes it's hard for like people to like ascend, like I guess like even like coherently or like melodically, you know what I mean? It's like not even like together, but just like in like a melodic way. I mean that's like a real relationship, right? Like that's like a real friendship, or a real like romantic relationship, or a real family member, right? That's when we can like accept like the cycles and like the levels that like we each go through. Very beautiful, very beautiful. The beautiful news is that it's like, if anything is going wrong, the Judgment card, so it's like, if you've been putting in good work, you're gonna get good out. If you've been putting in bad work and bad intentions, you're gonna get bad out. And this is a time of fortune, so I do think if you have been showing up in a very just like good way, let's just like keep it simple, just if you're showing up in a very good way, I do think that this fortune is going to pay off in tenfold. A lot of that is going to require you to own your goodness. If you keep saying that you're not doing enough, well then, if you have that like self-image that you're not doing enough, then the rewards won't come, because it requires that self-narrative of, I am worthy, I am deserving, I have been showing up every day, I am magical, I am powerful, I have been doing the right thing. And seizing the opportunities that make your heart sing, like that, like truly seizing the opportunities at the Ace of Cups, even if it feels like a dream, just owning that in, taking advantage of those. It doesn't necessarily even need to like pay, because one opportunity can lead to like so much else, like so much more. So don't be afraid to say yes. Don't be afraid to say yes. It's okay to use your discernment if it feels like something is like too good to be true. But if it's awesome and you can make it happen, you like, I was gonna say like pull like the trigger, like pull back, like he has with his bow and arrow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, but I am like, I would say like the overall feeling would be one of like high suspicions, of a feeling of, well, like nothing's like really like coming into play here. I've been like trying so hard, I've been showing up, and it's just like I'm not seeing the results. I would say it's been maybe like a drought period, definitely a healing period, definitely processing a lot of really heavy emotions, and maybe the reality of like some people's principles, and being like, I have like the integrity in this manner, and the people I've been hanging out with don't have integrity in the same manner, and just kind of like coming to truths with that. This, I'm not saying that like, I'm like saying all these like positive things, but I want you to understand that it's like, that's what I'm seeing for your situation. I know I said I was going to describe your situation, but like, let me tell you what I'm seeing for your situation. So it's like, just in case like it doesn't seem all like rosy, like I was saying in the beginning, like what you may be going through right now may feel stifling. It may feel, you know, it's not rainbows and butterflies. it may feel like you're trying to carve a face into the side of a mountain or something like that. It may be highly challenging. Okay, what I would like to see is if your angels and guides have any messages for you. They're actually calling me and grab this tarot deck. But first, let's go ahead and look at the Angel Oracle deck. Do we have neutral energy to read at this moment in time? For the Mount Rushmore group, neutral energy, if we can read, thank you. Okay, what messages, what angel oracle therapy messages do we have for the Mount Rushmore group on their journey? Past life issue. Wow. If you've been called to do any kind of like past life regressions, or if you've just been like doing a lot of like therapy work and healing work, and it feels like it's like you like put in all this work and now like more troubles are coming up, that might be a sign that, you know, your ancestors and like angels from the other side are asking you to help heal lineage karma. And they're seeing that it's like you're capable of that and they're asking you to take that on. So of course, if it's like too overwhelming, you can like pray for them to like take it away and just like make it easier. But also at the same time, you can also ask them for like guidance and like getting through this kind of like karmic energy, this past life regression energy. You might want to look into like breath work, like Wim Hof, or I mean, there are like so many people that like have like the YouTube meditations that to like guide you, or that you can like see in person. That's like probably what I would like. That at least like that's like how I always did it. I've never done like a like online like meditation like on like YouTube, like a video like that, but I've always done it like with a guided meditation, like with a person, with an individual. And it can be like really healing and can really transform your life and transform the energy of your essence. It's very powerful. So it may just be pointing out that you've been called in to just like do this like lineage healing. It's very powerful. We also have Archangel Michael here with the throat chakra, color blue. The first card is be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. Wow, that's really powerful, especially with the past pain in exchange for peacefulness, and we're talking about past life. We have Archangel Michael here. Archangel Michael is going to be someone who can help us also transfer messages. So we can call in Archangel Michael and we can ask him, help us give this message of replacing past pain with peace. We are going to exchange past pain for peace. And that can be very powerful for you because you're a powerful light worker. Or this third card. Let me just go ahead and read the description for Archangel Michael before I get too ahead of myself. Archangel Michael, you're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through the situation. That is absolutely beautiful. You're a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and love service to the divine. We also have mediumship. Wow. If you have a loved one that has passed on in this lifetime, they might still be communicating with you. This is also a huge affirmation for the past life regression. Mediumship, you have natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. And our last card, workshops and seminars. Okay, I was also going to say this before, and I was like, I don't know why I'm being called to say this. I thought it was like maybe just because of like my own life experience, but when I had like the past life regression, I was like, if you're being called to like certain places on like a certain city or something where maybe they do a lot of like past life workshops or something like that. I was particularly being called to Sedona. I wanted to say, like, if you're being called to Sedona, Arizona, then you might be called into doing these past life regression workshops and seminars and that kind of work there in Sedona or there in that city that you're being called to. So definitely I want to say that with the mediumship and workshops coming up here. Wow, this is like super powerful. I mean, like I want you guys to know that it's like your ancestors and your angels see how much like how powerful you are, how much you've manifested, how much you've healed in your life, how much like you have been a generational like curse breaker. And you do not understand that it's like, it's significant because it was not required of you. It's significant because it wasn't required of you. Like, you did this. It wasn't anyone else that gave you this superpower. It was you that owned in this light. Especially with the, it is safe for you to be powerful. I know that it's like, I know. I know how, like, oh my goodness, I feel like, so I feel so many things right now. Like, I know how sometimes it's just easier to just like stay quiet because it's like you're so strong that you can like take the hit. And like this guy on the 5 of Pentacles, just like you can take the hit and you're strong enough. So instead of like really just kind of maybe being human and just giving people a human response at that moment of time, you just take the hit and you take the strength and you keep it to yourself. And then you like, you grow and you only show this love and this light to like certain people, and you only let it show when it's like, when it's in a safe environment. And I think the angels might be like saying you can also like call them in, ask for protection, and then it will always be safe for you to show your light. Then like no one, no matter like what they can say, your ick or whatever, then no one can ever harm you when you are shining, if that makes sense, if you call in for that protection. And perhaps like working through a past life regression, especially if it's coming up right now, you might be able to earn that kind of like eternal protection. Something to think about. That's like, wow, that's like really powerful. I've like never really like thought of that. Like, that's like a really powerful thing to manifest, or to like go like call in the gods for. That's really beautiful. Okay, I'm really glad I picked up those oracle cards before I went into the tarot. It's definitely going to help us with navigating further information that your angels have for you. Okay, so let us go ahead and see. Can I see neutral energy if I can read for the messages of the angels, the Mount Rushmore group right now? Yes, thank you for the neutral energy. Okay, it's going to come in very clear. What is the message? What are the messages that the angels and the ancestors have for you right now, Mount Rushmore group? Hello. What are the angel messages for you right now, Mount Rushmore group? What do the angels have to say to you? What do the angels have to say to you? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords, and we also have the 6 of Wands on the back of the deck. Very powerful. I'm probably going to be switching back and forth for the messages on that back of the deck energy. First and foremost, what your angels want you to know, that's going to be these cards and this card. And then this is the messages that they have for you. So it's going to be like messages that they have, and then it's like, oh, like just in case if you wanted to know something that's going on behind your back, this is something that they want you to know first and foremost. Oh, and we have some, we have the King of Pentacles coming out underneath the 2 of Wands. Okay, great. So what this is saying, okay, and that affirms the message that I was also getting. What this is really saying is 2 of Wands, we have to continue to commit to the direction that we are going full throttle, especially in the King of Pentacles, especially in your environment, in your integrity, in your material world, in how you interact with material things and the material world, with how you interact with your finances and your career. And I was getting the message of, if you're in a place right now of like, I don't know if I should, like, let's say like ultimately in your career, you want to be a producer, right? And you're in a place right now where you're like, I don't know if for my career, if I should just go full throttle on like my YouTube channel and continue to make my like movies that are like, you know, getting like views, and like try to like continue to be a director and then work my way up to a producer that way, or if I should like take on like more like shifts at my work. And I think what this is saying is that it's like, well, if the end goal is to be a producer, like obviously like you should, like if you go and like, you know, you're taking extra shifts as like a barista or a bartender, it's like, well, you would eventually exit that anyway. So it's like, why go that way when you know you're going to exit anyway? It's like, instead of doing that, like you have to just keep going on the like direct, straight and narrow path. And so it was like, in that example, it would be like, obviously like continue to like grow like your directing skills on like your YouTube channel, just for that example. But so just apply that to your King of Pentacles energy. So that is going to be, again, the material world, the finances, the career, the integrity, the generosity, the mindset. This can also be related to like food, farming, like gardening, things like that. Or even just like grounding yourself and getting in tune with nature. Okay, I also want to just like work myself backwards. So this is things that your angels would want you to know. There is, okay, we have the 6 of Swords. Underneath our 8 of Wands, our 5 of Swords, our 9 of Cups. Okay, I think this is an affirmation for either situation. Either you're in a situation where, if we were talking about before, if you're paranoid that someone has ill intentions for you. Okay, good news is that it's like the evidence will like come to light, like the karma will like show itself, you know, the karma will like handle itself. So even if you're in that situation, or if you're in the situation where your mentality is up leveling or changing at this time. So maybe you think that like, maybe like you find out information and you're like, okay, it's like not as bad as I thought. Or it's like maybe like you find like a new perspective in life, and like that like just like helps you enjoy like life in like a more like fulfilling way. Either way, for both of those like situations, there is this idea here of I'm trying to like move forward in some type of manner, and it's like that's on the table for you. This like dream or like wish position in whatever you would like to move forward in. It's something that you're like actively trying to achieve the next level in, and it's very much so like on the table and there for you. Okay, so let us look at the messages that your angels and ancestors have for you, and then if we still don't know the actions to get you to move forward on this, we can like look into more at the end if we have time. And if not, definitely check out personal readings on my website if this resonates with you and you would like to know more on like that up-leveling and like moving on to the next level, because I do see this, it's on the table, but it's not necessarily showing me the most like direct answer to how, like what energy you can lean into to like continue to like hone in that reality and make that come into fruition. So, okay. Again, if this is a time of processing and healing, okay, let's just, because it's coming in, that's fine, okay, so it is showing continuous like this like continuous like cycle of the healing and the acknowledgement of what you've done, and it's showing you have a very strong foundation. And while that is an admirable thing, it can also be a part of contributing to any kind of like stifling energy that has occurred lately. It is okay. It's just acknowledging that it is okay to kind of like reinvent the foundation of how you see yourself as a whole, because you are a star, but I feel like you're not seeing yourself as a star, which is very interesting, because it would be like if Adele like thought she was a terrible singer, and it's like, yo, like if an Adele thought she was a terrible singer, like so many of us would miss out on amazing music. Like if Beyonce thought that she like sucked at music, like so many of us would miss out on amazing music. So that's what this is really talking about. It's like I mean, like, no, don't get me wrong. Like, you've done, like, so much work. Like, you've, like, up-leveled, like, so many times. And I think it's time for you to kind of, like, start to own this identity. And so it's like, yeah, that might feel like, you know, like you're ripping apart the foundation. And it might feel egotistical in a way. But it also is, like, I think that's like, well, that's what happens when you're self-aware, right? Especially with, like, the Queen of Swords. And then to match that, we have our Six of Wands on the back of the deck too. So I feel like that's like more of a definitive label of success. Or a definitive celebration of success. Right? Where it's like the Four of Wands, like the Four of Wands is like your wedding. It's like, it's the wedding day. But the Six of Wands is your 50-year anniversary, if that makes sense. So it's like this 50-year anniversary, it's like it is celebrating what you have done. The Four of Wands is like, oh, congratulations, like, you've reached the next level, woohoo! And then the Six of Wands is like, you did that. You did that. So, especially with our, Queen of Swords here, I mean, this is someone who is like very like logical, intuitive. This is someone that is like things very much so align for them, and it's like the answers just kind of come to them. And so if this is someone that's like very self-aware, and it's like if you're an amazing person, you have to be aware that you're amazing. Especially if you've been like setting a lot of boundaries with people lately. If people haven't been matching your vibe, or haven't been matching your integrity, or haven't been matching your like life goals lately, and you've been like, you know what, like, I love you, but like, I'm not gonna be going out to the club with you. I'm gonna be like staying home and sleeping so I can like get up in the morning and go to the gym and like work my ass off. Like, or just like setting those boundaries with like maybe like family members that just kind of like are like spreading narratives that like don't help you stay in that growth and creation mindset. It is just reaffirming that it's like, well, this is a part of it. It's like, if like, it's okay to like own in your greatness. And like when you own in your greatness, it doesn't have to come in with like, I'm better than you. It can just come in with the ownership of like, I did that. I did that. It's not just do it. It's no, I already did it. I did that. So try that on. Try that on. Turn on some Beyonce or Adele, like whatever. Own in that queen bee energy. Own in that identity. That like cool person that you want to be. Just go ahead and like own that identity. Play pretend. Even if it's just like, it's just in your bedroom where it's like safe and like it's the door's locked and no one's gonna bother you. Or it's in the shower, like whatever. If you have like any privacy at all, you know, wherever you can get some privacy, just like own it in. Where you can like, if you just need to play pretend, like play pretend. If you can like, you know, if you want to go to Target as this identity, go to Target as this identity. If you want to go to work every day as this identity, go to work every day as this identity. But whatever it is, like you gotta claim it. You gotta claim it. You gotta claim it with a persona. I dig it. Okay, wow. Your angels absolutely thank you for being on this journey right now, because what you are doing is healing for not only past generations, but future generations, like 6 generations back and 6 generations forward. You are changing I'm hearing altitude of your family, which is very particular, but okay, let's just go with it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, Layne the Liaison, beautiful divine collective. It was an honor to do this reading for you. If you enjoyed this reading and you would like a personal reading, please check that out on my website, lanetheliaison.com. We have virtual readings, in-person readings, and all kind of group events as well. There are specials if you're in the Atlanta area. For any given period of time, there might be a special going on, so go ahead and check that out just in case whenever you see this video. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Bye.